Hi, and welcome to the Build with Bear Workshop. My name is Baer, and I build things on this. Yeah, I don't play video games except when I do, which is, once a month and separate from this. But on a normal Saturday night, on a normal Thursday night, I'm here in the Bear Cave building model kits, Lego sets, Gundams, stuff like that. Allison is here. Hi, Allison. Says Pat, an exclamation. I'm throwing the Bear Cave emote in there. First and foremost, I do want to say, Harold, thank you for hosting. As always, I very much appreciate it. Thank you for doing that. Thanks to everybody who's here in the chat room watching live. We are going to hang out here for a couple minutes in this lovely beach desert locale, and then we will go to building. Um, but right now, I'm just hanging out here, and then we'll do the build stream. We're going to see if anybody wants to join us, and it's running a couple minutes late. Uh, Road is here as well. Hello. Um, we're doing our Bawoo. Here's a big piece of the chest, and then I just did the back part of the Bawoo here. These pieces I added in my warm up. Um, when I do streams, model kit streaming, I like to get my fingers going in a warm up, and I snip some pieces and assemble a little bit. With Lego, I usually just add some Lego pieces and then take them off. A Lego, I feel like I don't have to warm up as much as just getting my hands, getting the clips going, getting the clamps going. I cut out some other pieces that will be assembling shortly. But yeah, I wanted to give people a chance to join in, hang out here in the chat. As always, if you're working on something tonight or just in general, you send photos of that. You can upload photos to the Discord, or you could send me photos on Twitter. I always like to see what people are working on. And when it's on Twitter, I always retweet. Gaze just Gavski, Gavski, Gavska, Zavski, Gavski. Gav just subscribed using a Twitch Prime. Thank you very much, Gav. For those of you that don't know, Twitch Prime, if you have Amazon Prime, you can get Twitch Prime. It allows you to follow someone for free a month, but for me, it's like you spent the money. I get the same percentage you would have if you had spent $5. It's very rad. I'm actually going to tilt this up a little bit here. Just tilt that up a little bit better. It's very rad and cool, and thank you for that. I appreciate it. Gav, and everybody else who supports it. I don't. I always mention subscribers, but and the need for it, but it's generally awesome that people support the channel. Um, you want to make sure that you are a subscriber for my last stream of the month, which will be next Saturday, the 29th, will be my last stream of the month, and on the 29th, I will be giving away 2 model kits that I built on stream. That's right. I'm going to look up which ones they are right now because I don't remember. I know one of them, but I don't remember both. I'm giving away 2 kits that I built, 2 subscribers. It is a lottery system that I just entered the numbers of all the subscribers. So someone's going to get the Wing Gundam Real Grade. That's a Wing Gundam that transforms. So it's not the Zero, it's the Wing Gundam, and it actually transforms into the flight mode. And the GM Sniper 2, which is an awesome Master Grade kit. Looks very cool. So I'm giving away those 2 kits to someone. That'll be my September giveaway because my August giveaway, the person that was supposed to win the Wing Gundam, never replied and is now no longer a subscriber. So, tough. We're good. That's the end of that. So that's next Saturday. We'll do that. I do that at the last stream of every month. I give away 2 kits as a thank you and to encourage people to renew their subscriptions, of course. I burped a little bit there. I apologize for that. I had a pepperoni roll, which was very, very good, but full of pepperoni. Let's go to the main feed. All right. So here's what we worked on in our Bawoo. You can see that we've worked on our chest area here. I've got the pieces to assemble the head. This is the Re 100. It's the first time we worked on a Re 100. The most important thing to know about that is that it's somewhere between a high grade and a master grade, but it's in the 1/100 scale. So some of the outward stuff is going to be very detailed, but the inside stuff isn't that detailed. Like this is most of the head unit is just one piece instead of 8 pieces or 4 pieces. I did apply a sticker because it was just a little green sticker, which oh wait, that I can say yeah. I applied just a little green sticker to that um, because it was easy to do. So I did that. Usually don't work with stickers, and that might be the last one I do for the whole build. But yeah, the Bawoo transforms into its 2 parts. We believe, yes, the transformation of the Bawoo attacker and the Bawoo nutter. Um, and so that is why this thing pops out like this, is because of its transformation into the attacker portion. And then the bottom becomes the nutter. Yup, that's right, Road. Eventually we will assemble the nutter. So I'm going to try to build here in the center, as always. My overhead camera is a little off center there. That's better. I'll try to build here. I apologize. The my crane arm that I use for this is starting to want to droop and not hold itself up as much as I would like it to. So I'm not going to replace it because it's still working, but it sometimes likes to move. So I have to readjust it like right before we start streaming, which I didn't today. But anyway, let's attach our pieces here for our head. Let's see when that goes off this. And we're going to assemble the head of our Bawoo. And there it goes like that. There it goes. Nice and easy. I already clipped all the pieces I needed for it in my warm-up, as mentioned. I love a good warm-up. Essential here. And then you can kind of barely see the sticker underneath, but it's there. And then attach the... Gotta have some gold. It's not a Gundam without a little bit of gold. Although this is much more striking than a crown than you might see in other kits. Now we're going to work on the arm units. The arm units actually aren't too detailed. It's not going to be too hard to put that together. We could put the head on the on our chest now, because there's not the shoulders get attached to the arms and then get attached there. So that'll be nice and easy to attach. Do that there. I want to thank everybody for joining me today. I'm really, oops. I'm going to quickly, before we go any further, I'm very washed out here. So let's see if I can filter myself in chroma and add a little more color to me. That looks better. I like that. Okay, that's better. I had to redo some stuff in here. It was things were a little odd because I did you saw that I did a new background because I was sick of the winter background because now it's getting cold. The winter background was nice when it was very hot. It is not hot now. We are in fall here in New York, so I was able to pretty quickly just let's see, so we knew D and C. Great, so good C and D. I was able to pretty quickly just switch over to a new background image. But I had to adjust some things, and now I'm not how I would like. Road asked how my day was. It was very good. I got caught up in a bunch of emails, which was important. I don't like being backlogged on email, so I was happy to be able to get through that. Went for a nice long walk, which was cool. Got some, caught some Pokemon, hatched some Pokemon. Let's see, C2 and C3. So, a thing that's happening right now is there was a period there where in Pokemon Go, if you were getting sent Pokemon the eggs from your friends on your friend group, that there's a chance that they will hatch into other countries' unique Pokemon. There are a few Pokemon. There's a Farfetch'd, which is in the Asian region, um, and Mr. Mime, which is in the UK and Europe, and then we have Tauros, and then also there's Kangaskhan. I forget where Kangaskhan is. Maybe Australia? I don't remember exactly. But there are unique Pokemon to different places. And uh, now there's the possibility that you can catch that Pokemon or you can hatch that Pokemon. Uh, and I was hoping I would be able to get more than just one different type. I was happy to get one. The other day I hatched a Mr. Mime. And then today I hatched 3 other Mr. Mimes. I now have 4 Mr. Mimes. Pokemon that are ostensibly still pretty rare for my region. But that's too many Mr. Mimes. So I'm keeping them because the hope is that people that have other rares, other like legendary Pokemon or rares, might want to trade. Like you caught a few of them, Gaz. Okay, that's cool. Yes, Australia is the other region that has a unique. So my hope is that somebody who's like got too far-fetched or whatever has something else that I need will trade. I've been very good about having like what was it? Oh, I need a D11. Mr. Mime, not Mr. So I've been able to catch quite a few of the unknowns because they show up at like PAXs and they showed up at San Diego Comic Con. I don't know if they're going to be at New York Comic Con, but they're at San Diego Comic Con and PAX, and they usually spell out the letters of whatever event, which is pretty cool, I think. So I was able to get, I've been able to trade some unknowns for some Pokemon, some legendary Pokemon. Like I have a Ho-Oh via trading, and my hope is I'll be able to get a Mewtwo because today on my walk I came across a gym where there was a Mewtwo, and I was hoping there'd be a raid group already there, ready to go that I could like join up on, but there was no raid group. There was nobody there, and that is a too powerful Pokemon to just beat by yourself. So I didn't try. I hung out for a little while, hoping a raid group might show up, but they did not. I'm sure Jan got a fucking Mewtwo. He goes out in his parties. I'm not in any discords for New York. Oh, Mr. Bob just subscribed. That's 13 months in a row. Mr. Bob, thank you so much. Hello to you. I'm going to throw the bear. Let's all throw a Bear Cave emote in there to celebrate Mr. Bob and the 13 months. Fantastic. Thank you so much, Mr. Bob, for your continued support. Rad as heck. Yeah, we're just putting together the arm. I was talking about my Pokemon Go today. Yes, working on the Bawoo. And yeah, I was talking about my Pokemon Go outage today, walking around. What was nice was I was able to, at the very least, collect a bunch of gifts to send my friends in my friend list because I hadn't done that in a couple days. So I like to keep on top of it. The beauty part of that for me is, all right, so we did one of those. Now we're going to do the exact same thing, but on the other side. So we clip up the exact same pieces, but we'll just do it because it's completely symmetrical. These shoulder pieces don't have any uniqueness in each side. So we just do one for both. Very helpful. But yeah, the nice thing about New York is I get off the subway and I have a 15-minute walk to work, and I walk down Avenue A and just hit up a bunch of Pokestops. So it's very easy for me to refill um, the gifts that I need to send out to people. It is not difficult at all to do that. So that, which is nice, means I'm able to uh, send out stuff pretty quickly. All right. So this goes like this. This one is this one. What's that one? And then we got going on here. Isk, also 13 months. Hello, Isk. Welcome. That is awesome. That is Mr. Bob and Isk back to back, letting us know that how long they've been in it to win it. That is 13 months. Thank you so much. Yeah, let's throw in Bear Cave emotes for Isk as well. Mr. Bob and Isk, long time consistent supporters. I love my new subscribers. I love my old subscribers. Thank you so much, everybody, for your support. It does mean the world to me that people are so willing to part with a little bit of their cash money every month so that I can keep doing this. Lastbrook just subscribed. Not as impressed with 13, but hey, 12's not bad. Lastbrook with the 12 month. Lastbrook, a year is nothing to sneeze at. It means you were a little patient before you jumped on board. That's all that means. You were like, we'll see. Okay, now I'm doing it. That's awesome, Lastbrook. Thanks for doing that. Thanks for using your Twitch Prime for me. That's rad as hell. Oh, that's so nice. Very nice to see people doing that and supporting people and supporting me. Letting me continue to do this. And we need D11. All right. Yeah, so we're doing our shoulders for our arms. Nice and easy. I just yawned a bit there. I apologize. I will do my dangest to not be yawning during this. I did fall asleep I took a little nap today after my long walk, but hopefully that will not impede on our build activities. We'll wait a little bit longer. I'll never stop being excited for the Bawoo, never. The Bawoo is very cool, Mr. Bob. I'm excited to build this thing. It is very fun and weird looking, and I like it a lot. And I do like the transformation gimmick. I think that's a cool gimmick. Alright, and then we got to put this on like this. We'll wait a little while before we talk anime. I don't have a lot to talk about, but I got a couple things. Talk about just moved to an apartment above a bar. My room constantly smells like bar burgers and fries. Send help. Isk, that can be rough. Eventually, you won't smell it anymore. I know that sounds like nonsense. Isk, I know it sounds like I'm pulling your leg when I say that, but I do mean that in truth. Eventually, it will not smell like anything. You will get used to it. There are a lot of worse smells. Arbina says there's a lot worse smells that can be coming out of the bar, to be honest, which is totally true. I already know the bar owner. He offered me a discount if I bring my own plate down so they don't have to do dishes. Isk, I'm going to tell you right now, that's a real good deal. The bring your own plate and then you just have to go wash a plate and you get a discount. That sounds real good to me. As a frugal person, that's a good deal. I mean, you don't want to be doing it all the time, but that don't sound bad. All right, so we need 2d4s, 2 C13s. Yeah. 13. That. C13. Try to build up here again. I gotta remember to building up here. This is where we build. I got so used to trying not to get my hands caught, my sweaty arms getting caught on things. I don't have to worry about that right now because it's pretty cool in here. My life is a sitcom. My bus driver from high school lived over a pizza place, and the bonus was free heat. I could see that. I could see that being a plus and a minus. Uh, but yeah, that heat coming up, I can see that being pretty cool. D4. All right, so let's build these two here, and then we will attach the other C's that we need to put on that. Do that in a second. Let's just quickly attach these things. This goes like this. Delivery only, Pat. Only plus from that end. Yeah. Oh yeah, delivery only. That's also awesome because that meant there weren't like a ton of people just hanging out at pizza place making a lot of noise. All right. So this piece, I'm trying to see what the front looks like. It just says fit snugly. Tightly fit as parts they will go. Did that. All right, that's a joint there. And we'll do the same thing on the other side, which wasn't too hard. I think I would live over Isk asked, if you had to live over one restaurant for a year, what would you choose? I think I would choose a bagel store. Or a bakery, but probably like that specializes in bagels and stuff because it would they don't stay open late. So they're open kind of before I would want to be awake, but I would wake up to the smell of fresh baked goods, or at the very least, specifically fresh bagels, um, which I think a very nice way to wake up. And then, like I said, they would be closed before I like left my apartment or before I like got home from work at the very least. So then I wouldn't have to deal with it that much. Um, so I think that yeah, I think I would go with. Sorry. I think I would go with like a bagel place. Ramen place, you never leave. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Chinese place, if I could be more social. Okay, yeah. Um, and then I used to live above a fancy grocery store, and that was both great and horrible because the food was good, nutritious, but also expensive. Unfortunately, that is the case with those gourmet stores. They're very, very good, but often are, you run into a problem. Yeah, where it's just like tastes great, but you're just spending so much money. That is the hugest problem with like your gourmet grocery stores. All right, goes like that. Goes like that. Great. We did one of those. We'll do the other one now. I can put these away for a second. Uh, let's see here. If I want to end up dead within a year, Taco Bell. Oh yeah, I'd rather go a place that does a good breakfast. The bar I'm above is called Home, a bar, which I'm pretty okay with. Oh yeah. Um, I have never been to a good Chinese food place that also operated as a small town center. Drew carried, they had a hatch for them to throw a beer up through. That is that. Yeah, you are right about that. Um, the Chinese place in the one that we had in my town growing up was a place for people was both a place for people to start out um, and also a place for people to transition from one career to another, or one town to another, or one state to another. So there was my Chinese restaurant had a lot of temporary workers who were just trying to figure stuff out, coming through, um, who then went on to do other things in other places and move around. So in a lot of ways, mine was a community center for the Chinese Americans. Um, yeah, that were like moving around and trying to figure stuff out, and a lot of that. So we need F14, or sorry, F5 and E2. F5 and E2. Here's E2, and here is F5. That's telling me to be very careful about snipping parts on F5. So I gotta be very careful about that. Beer hatch a must. Pork buns. Oh, dangerous. Yeah. Yeah, I think I'm gonna stick with the bagel place because the smell will be awesome in the morning. Wake me up a little earlier than I would like, probably. But also the fact that, like, or I would do like a place that specialized in breakfasts of any kind. Just a place that isn't like you can't pick a 24-hour place, and you can't pick a place that's going to just be adding on the pounds. I think. Um, maybe I'm being short-sighted, but in my mind, you want to like be able to breathe a little bit and live, and part of that would be not eating at a place that's gonna like always like this is gonna make you sick after a while. Okay, so this is gonna go here, that, and then this is gonna go. Hmm, I think it goes like that. Can't really tell. Hmm, um, doesn't really do a good job of telling you where this is gonna go, but I think that's right. I'll find out. Is that right? I'm gonna admit right now, it's weird. The instructions are like this has been pretty simple, but this one instruction doesn't seem to tell me where this one piece is supposed to go, and so I'm not really sure where it should go, which is frustrating. I'm just gonna look ahead because this goes like this. The other piece goes on that side. I'm gonna just uh these arms are weird, but I can't remember why. Yeah, so far nothing seemed too weird. Um, this has all been pretty simple. It's just this piece right here. It's kind of giving me pause because you'd almost want them to, on the other side, to be like, this is where this piece goes. Because oh, I got it. Okay. So this piece here, let's see that, is hiding the launchers or rockets or whatever these are, but it doesn't make that clear in assembly. This makes it a lot clearer, but I can't attach that yet because so that goes like this. That is incredibly poorly explained. I kind of had to fuck that up. Like it just sits like this. It's not hard. It's just very terribly told where that goes. So, okay. I think I got it, though. I think I figured it out. Yeah, that's annoying. Huh. All right. Uh, Sometimes my arms bend back. Worth it. What was I gonna say? We're talking about. Oh, we're talking about that restaurant stuff. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm not gonna second guess myself. I think I'm gonna stick with what I originally said. As what's up? Smaller hole goes on the top. Okay. We need C and D again. Doing a lot with C and D. Uh, it's weird since the instructions are in English. Yes, they're very much in English, um, which is the nice thing about building modern kits is there's a lot of English to them, um, which is incredibly helpful. And then, when something isn't quite right or isn't explained properly, it can feel like you're fucking up because you're like, but it's been easy. What do you mean? Um, I look forward to there is a. I cannot tell you for sure this is going to happen, but there is a very strong chance that I will be doing some instructions, live instructions, to help someone build their first kit in the future. It won't be on this channel, it will be on another channel. Someone else who is local and wants to do some model kit building is going to bring me on to help them. I can't give them any more details than that. There's also a chance it's going to completely fall through. So that's why I'm being very vague. I'm not saying when it's going to happen and who it is. But the hope is that that's going to happen. And um, I'm interested to see if I have the patience to do that. I think I do. I think I could explain properly. Um, One of the first things I'm going to do is, though, which I think is going to be very helpful, is I'm bringing a bunch of spruces from a kit that I had accidentally bought an extra version of. So I have a duplicate kit of something else, not related to what we're going to be building, but that's something that's just completely different. So that way I can practice with this person cutting pieces out. Um, which I thought would be very good just for uh, the sake of the of build integrity. Would it be like, let's just maybe yeah, like let's just like figure this out. Let me have you practice cutting pieces out because even something that's a very simple kit, you can fuck up, which I have. I've also clipped out pieces that I needed, and then I have had to glue them together or tape them together. Collect those pieces for someone that wants to do a repaint. Yes. Oh yeah. Anytime things are yeah, any of those extra. Well, I've also used this kit for parts because it has a really nice um, tree here spruce of connectors, which is very nice to have. So I have those, and that's been just nice to have like duplicates of those. All right, so then we need the other E extension. It's this one. But yeah, anytime I have extra parts, I will sometimes send out. I will send out the like um, alternative, alternative hands. When I send out when I send out kits to people, I always make sure that I'm sending out the alternative hands and stuff like that because that's just cool to have and helpful to have. Um, but I try to make sure that when I'm sending that stuff out, that I'm also like keeping a lot of the pieces that would be very helpful across kits because that's just a bonus for me, really. Repaints make it much easier to fix mess ups. Yes, I can see what you mean, Mr. Bob. Yeah. Or people that are doing like custom or that want to like damage their kits that they want to do have it look like damage and they use that in paint, but you can always just like give them a weird hand to be like, here, I messed this up. Here's a weird hand. You could use this in your kit. I'm going to tell you right now, I'm liking the mobility of the arms here, like where our hand is going to be able to lock in. I know that's also because this transforms as part of the transformation. So you can see there that um, there's the spot the hand is going to attach into, and then it turns around, which is most likely for the transformation. But I'm liking that mechanic. And then yeah, and then the little lids. These arms are cool, and we're going to put a little bit more armor on them. Armor up our arms. 9 and 10. Oh, we need a D9 and D10. You're looking into an airbrush. Oh, that's awesome, Mr. Bob. That is taking a step, sir. You are going into some dedicated territory there. So good luck to you in that endeavor. I will, of course, never do that, as I am not a painter. So one thing I am gonna do though, and so I my patrons who watched the Q&A video that I made that went out today, because I do a monthly Q&A video that all my patrons get to see, and that's exclusive to them. But I will share a thing that I mentioned on there first. I'll mention to y'all is so next Monday is my bonus game stream, right? Monthly, I play games with the chat. It is a thing I do that is not building. It is a way to do a bonus thing once a month for people. I love doing it. Um, but I want to change things up a little bit for October. So October's bonus game stream, which will be October 29th, will be pumpkin carving. I'm going to carve 2 pumpkins on the stream instead of playing like Jackbox and Quiplash and stuff. I think that's going to be really cool and a very different kind of thing and very seasonal and fun. Just something to mix things up a little bit, in case anybody's feeling, that I've gotten a little stale, or if I'm feeling stale. Uh, I think it'll be really fun. And then I'll take, like, one, I'm just going to kind of do whatever I want to do. And one of them, I'm going to like do quick polls. Like, hey, what should we do for this? They'll be very basic. Um, uh, is that they will be because I am not a great artist. So I've got a good knife, and I'll be able to do some work within it and kind of like, paint what I want to do. But I call my pumpkins dumb pumpkins because they are very silly. Because they look goofy and silly. Because that's easier than making them look scary. Uh, the worst part is I need to make a murder room since it's too human most of the time. Lots of roll out plastic all over. Oh, for painting. Okay, that took a second. Yeah, so I haven't decided on a design for each ISK, but one of them is going to be just kind of like whatever I want to do, and which might be a stencil. I might do a stencil. Um, and then the other one will be input like as I go from chat, and that'll be how chat gets to interact. And then if we're done and there's still time, then we'll play like Quiplash or something. Because I still like to do things directly with the chat. But that's the plan for October. That's not this coming Monday. Obviously, that's right before Halloween. That'll be the October one. And then Allison said, I've never built a model like this, but somewhere in a box I have a model Mustang that I got for Christmas like 15 years ago. Maybe I should try it. So, you got it 15 years ago, Allison, which might mean that you are looking at a kit that involves glue. I will tell you this. I have absolutely zero experience with that. Not zero. I have some with papercraft that like cardboard stuff that involved gluing at the end. I've done a few kits like that, but if it's a kit 15 years ago, it might not be one of these types of kits. It might be something a little more old school. There's nothing wrong with that, but it is a thing that you should be aware. I always encourage people to do model kit building because it's very fun and relaxing. I mean, I love it. So I always recommend that people check it out. But yeah, just be aware of what you might be building. Uh, Lashbrook wonders if Mr. Bob should get a dehumidifier because humidity really messes with the flow rate. And this is the thing I know nothing about. So I am not going to be helpful in this. So these would probably be beam weapon holsters. They're going in our Bawoo here. They go in a cool spot. They could also just be guns on our Bawoo instead. Sometimes these look like that, but they might just be a weapon built into our arm. And then we gotta build some hands. We're gonna put some shoulders on and then build some hands. Okay, tightly there. You want to hear the snap on these. This. You can see there's a little bit of a rim there, or a ridge, and that's going to tell me this is going to snap into place. So we want, and also it does say in the instructions snap. So you do want to hear a snap sound. So we'll see. Yep, got a snap there. Great. That's the shoulder and shoulder. And now we just got to build some hands, which are B and D. Mostly B. The big old school glue secret is it's not sticking pieces to each other, but fusing them together. Oh, Mr. Bob with the knowledge. Dropping some knowledge there. Thank you, Mr. Bob, for that. So B12. Fusing pieces together. That makes sense. Use polymerization. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, you're not like gluing a piece together. You're fusing them together to make them into stronger pieces. That makes sense. I can follow that. Um, Another thing I will be doing in November, we will spend at least one regular stream, if not two, but we will take a break from whatever kit I'm working on in November. It won't be the bonus. I don't think it'll just be, maybe it'll be the bonus. It might be the bonus, but I don't know. But it's sometime in November. Uh, um, I am going to do some paper craft for the first time. I'll be building a piece of a original piece out of cardboard. Um, I don't want to give details away right now, but it will be for something that I'm doing in November. I have a project in mind for that, and I thought it would be very cool to do it on stream. Maybe it will be my bonus instead of games. I'll build that instead of my normal builds. It'll be like a cool bonus thing, but because I don't know how long it's going to take. That's the problem, which is why I might just do it when I normally instead of a stream, a regular stream of Gunpla or Lego, because I actually don't know how long it's going to take to do. But yeah, I'm going to build something out of cardboard. Yeah. You know what? I don't even care. I'll say it. Um, I'll say what it's for. For PAX Unplugged, we are going to declare the cardboard champion, and I am going to make a belt for that show. So that will be what I do in November. I'll work on that. So I'm going to build a belt that will be a replica of the League of Heels belt that will be made out of cardboard. And then the winner of the tournament that we're going to do at PAX Unplugged will win that belt. Isk is passing out in his chair. Hope everyone had a good night. Isk, have a great night to you. Robot Crank. I have built any of the new Star Wars kits. One of my favorite kits I built out of Lego recently in the show has been the Millennium Falcon from the 2011 Millennium Falcon. So not the huge one, the smaller one. And I just completed the Y-Wing, which is a very new kit. Goodbye, Isk. Thank you for resubbing. And thanks for hanging out. But yeah, so Robot, I have been doing some pretty modern Star Wars kits. We've done the Y-Wing and the U. We just finished the U-Wing fighter. We've done the Y-Wing. We did quite a few. Yes, so I just, if you look at the archive on YouTube, you can find the old ones there. But I have gotten pretty far in that. All right, so we're ready to attach our arms to our Bawoo. Uh, yeah, the U-wing fighter was really good. That was a great kit. I was very pleased with building that. All right, it's coming along. There is our top half of our Bawoo constructed, ready to rock, ready to transform into the attacker. Now let's build the waist unit. Uh, you meant, I'm sorry, the Bandai model kits. So I have done two of those. I have done the X-wing fighter and Poe's X-wing, which are exactly the same except coloring. Poe's has a little bit of different rockets. I've done those. Those were kind of early on in our kits, in our model kit building career. Um, so I've only done those, and the thing that I learned was they're they're mostly high grade style, but then they have a few pieces that are like really tiny and annoying. Um, uh, so I did those. That might just be the X-wing. It might not be the Tie Fighters. It might not be any of the other kits. It might just be those that one kit. But I found that I did not enjoy building those at all. They were very easy, like a good, which is fine. I'm not complaining about that. And then they got very hard. Like all of a sudden there were tiny chrome pieces that didn't want to fit on the engine of Pose, which looked rad. So I was pretty. I don't know if I would do another one of those. Um, because, like I said, uh, it was not as enjoyable as I would have liked. I think there are other ones that might be cool. Um, I don't think that those are compatible, Mr. Bob. I'm pretty sure. Don't quote me on that though. So yeah, I would be up for maybe doing a Tie Fighter, but right now I don't have them on my wish list, which I'm going to get to in a little bit because it's almost time to do my ad reads. Um, but yeah, I don't have any of those on my wish list. I don't have any super interest in that because it wasn't as fun as some of the other kits I've gotten to build. Uh, like that Voltron kit was so fun. Just watching those, they were all they were the minigun plus, so they weren't no parts were hard about that kit. But watching that all come together and then being able to combine together was so cool. Really enjoyed that. That kit was really fun. And then okay, so I need C and H. And then I enjoyed the Y wing is like those, has lots of tiny parts, and was just a pain. I didn't put most of them on. Yeah, robot crank. That sounds infuriating. I have gotten frustrated. I think that the Poe pieces, those pieces for the Poe X-wing, were the most frustrated I have ever been on stream, and I did not enjoy being like that while I was streaming. So um, and of course, I have another waiting in the wings. I have a another Dragon Ball kit to build because those I really like. I mean, those are pretty easy to put together. Unfortunately, the pricing is kind of rough. The bang for the buck is kind of off. So I understand why those don't fly off the shelves. Um, because they can be pretty pricey. Uh, but they are very fun to build. I had a really good time putting those together. So I got another one of those waiting for us, which would be cool. Oops, the excess, yeah. But I did like doing the Storm and Clone Troopers. Huh. I did one of those like Lego like weird build things where it became like the person. I did Ray. Um, but I would be up for doing figures because, like I said, I enjoyed the Dragon Ball figures. I think the Dragon Ball figures were really fun to build. Um, so I would be up for doing that again. Always up for those. Those are very cool. And the little if I ever come across another one of those mini capsule ones that I built. The one I built, Bulma from Dragon Ball, Bulma's motorcycle. That thing was very easy to build, obviously, and a couple pieces that were annoying. Goku was actually annoying to put together, but I would do another one of those in a heartbeat. That was a very fun, cute kit. Nice, easy build. All right, so might have put this on wrong. This goes in like that. Nope, okay. There. All right, great. Got it. Oh, okay. All right, we're building our waist here, so that's looking pretty cool. And then we're gonna finish off our G sheet. We're gonna finish our first sheet off. This is the back part. One thing I really like about this waist is the skirt doesn't have a lot of tiny, stupid side pieces. They're just gonna fall off. My least favorite part of any mainline Gundam is the skirt. Be it high grade, master grade. The Wing Gundam Perfect Grade didn't fall apart or fall off, so that was pretty good. When we did that, when we did the Wing Zero Perfect Grade, that was fine. But in general, it is just a bummer, and I am sick of it. But this is just big. This is just big and bulky kind of skirt stuff. I built my Lego Superstar Destroyer in one massive 12-ish hour session. Dang, Allison. The Millennium Falcon that I did, which is 2011. It's like the old Han Solo is in there. That one is really intricate and really cool. I love it so much. I love that the top opens up. I know the more expensive, the bigger one is rad as well. Don't get me wrong. I'm aware that I have the lesser, but it's still incredible. And I would never, ever, that's staying in my collection. That, and I decided, the U-Wing that we just built, I'm keeping the U-Wing. For two reasons. One, it doesn't fit in its box anymore. So most of the time, I want to send kits out in the box. And so some things like the ATST, you take the legs off, you slide them in. It's in 3 pieces. No biggie. You can assemble that once you get it. I'm not worried about that. So sometimes for Lego, I do have to condense it a bit just to make it easier to get in the box. This one, there was nothing to take apart that was going to make it fit in that box. You have to really pretty much completely gut it to get it to fit. So also it's incredibly rad looking. I think it looks so cool. So I'm keeping it. I put photos on my I put a photo up of it on display. It's not set in stone. That's where it's going to live, but it looks pretty cool where I put it. Eventually I'd like to put it next to the Millennium Falcon. Right now it's not near that, so I should probably move the kit. I have a big shelving unit where I keep all the boxes, which I've taken photos of before for unboxings and stuff like that for my mailbags. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the other shelf that I have where I keep the Millennium Falcon. I'm going to put the boxes of the stuff that I have to build there, and then I'm going to put the other ones, the other kits that I haven't built yet, I'm going to put on that, so that Millennium Falcon can be in the top of my shelving unit with the Y-Wing. I really want the new Lego Voltron, but can't justify the expense. Allison, I understand. It's on my wish list. I'm not buying it. If somebody wants to buy it for me, I will build it on the stream. Heck, I would even send it to them if someone bought me that. I offered to send Steve Steve Lynn, who bought the Perfect Grade Wing Gundam that I built. When it's something that expensive, if I know who built it or who bought it, I will offer to send it to them. And he said no, so I'm keeping it because it's incredible. I don't know who who bought that Millennium Falcon. That person is anonymous. But I don't like to. I like to be able to send kits out. I don't want to keep everything. But if it's really, really cool, or huge, like also that perfect grade would be expensive to mail, so it's just easier. It's like I don't mind mailing out kits, but forget it. The grill is on. The meat is large. Okay, Mr. Bob, sounds good. All right, so we finished our waist, which is kind of cool that literally it can stand up on its own. I think that's pretty neat, and it just has this kind of mechanism. And there's some pegs on here, which probably has to do with the transformation for the nutter. All right, but we are going to take a momentary break here from streaming. I'm going to go to my summer set here. We're still streaming, but we're not building. That's what I meant. So I got my summer set now that it's cold. Robot, I'm glad you got to build that Lego Voltron. I mean, I loved building the Gunpla Voltron. That was incredible. So I'm glad you got to build the Lego one. It looks great. I'd love to do it at some point. Um, so just echoing through the house. So what I'm doing right now is I'm doing my ad break. This is the time where I say, hey, a bunch of fine folks became subscribers today and renewed their subscriptions. You should do that too. If you've never subscribed, maybe now's the time to do it. At the very least, become a follower and set your notifications so you know when I go live. So that way you get notified and you can watch the streams. But being a subscriber is one way you can help me out. For $5, you get the Bear Cave emote. At $10, you get the Bear Cave emote and also the Lego Pat emote as well. I don't have one for the $25 because no one is at that tier. And it doesn't make any sense to do that. You could also become a patron supporter. So I have a Patreon. We're at $110 a month right now, which is awesome. That means I do my bonus stream. Hello, Matt Pasquale, and welcome. I'm doing a momentary thing here where I talk about ways that people can support me on the stream, and then I'm going to get back to building my Bawoo. But also, hi, Matt. It's very nice to have you here in the chat. But yeah, I have I've got the Bear Cave and the Lego emotes. These were both done by Alexandra. Alexandra is incredible at doing icon stuff. You should reach out to Zandra on Twitter if you ever want cool icons for Twitch. If you want cool emotes. I also have an Amazon wish list, which I mentioned. This Bawoo was bought by Mr. Bob on my Amazon wish list and shipped to here from Japan. And now I'm building it. And there's my wish list there. I try to update it constantly. Sometimes things have Amazon Prime, sometimes they don't. If you see something you'd like to buy, but you're like, I wish it had Prime, wait a couple days. It could pop back up. Lego sets and Gunpla and Dragon Ball figures, kits. And then I also have a coffee which is my tip jar. And that's just another way. If you're like, I can't monthly support you, but here's like a couple bucks. And all the money I make on that, on my Amazon wish list, my coffee, subscriptions through here, the ads I have on YouTube where I'm theoretically by the end of the year will hit $100 and they will have to pay me because I will reach the threshold where they have to actually pay me out. All that money goes into me buying kits or equipment. So that's a cool thing you could do. I also have a Discord. You could join that. It is the Build with Bear Discord. And yeah, join our community. Post photos of builds you're working on there. It's very, very light, very easy. You could check it every couple days and you'd be fine. And then here's this to add the next bonus game stream. My games party will be this coming Monday from 3:30 p.m. till 5:30 p.m. Eastern Time. I'm going to actually update that so it says Eastern. And I'm going to put that in the chat so that you can be like, wait, when was that? And of course, this will also be listed in the show description uh, for the info box on my YouTube for this video, which I'm archiving, and I upload the day after. Patreon backers get it, $5 get it that day, and anything else early. Like tomorrow, they're going to be able to watch the Let Pat Play series. I have a YouTube series where I play video games and talk about them, and it goes out every Monday. But my $5 and $10 backers on Patreon get to see it on Sunday, because that's how that works. Yeah, we're going to get back into the Bawoo now, because I think I did all my ads. Thank you for sitting through my ad reads, those of you that subscribe, and some of you who are both subscribers and also on my Patreon, which is incredible. Thank you so much for both those things. I'm going to quickly look at my notifications here, because there's some, it's easy enough. I'm just going to retweet this. And then people like that Siri thing, which is cool. Very smart. The Siri shortcuts, using those for possible issues with the police is very smart. Okay, so we are working on the leg units, which for most of this is going to be the feet part anyway are the same on both sides. So this is very simple. We'll just do it all at once. And you know that this is like, so this is the RE100, the Reborn 100, which is like a new line. And the idea is that it's like kind of high grades, kind of master grades, somewhere between. You know you're dealing with some high grade parts where this is the most of the leg is just one piece. When most of any section is like one big piece and then a bunch of other pieces added on, you have a pretty good idea of the level of difficulty. So, but it's in the 1/100 scale, which is the scale I like to build in. I don't like the 144. I've said that before. Of course, I'll say it again. It is not my favorite. We need a bunch of these ones, so we'll just pull them out there. But yeah, I like building the 1/100. You know, high grades are nice and easy. Robot says, my next gunpla is going to be the MG, which is master grade, Shinjuku titanium finish. My friend got me when he went to Japan. I have seen photos of that. I have, and that finish is no joke. It looks real good. I like that kit. I haven't built it, but I do think it looks really sharp. But that finish is no joke. It looks really good. I wonder when Mr. Bob gets back from cooking if Mr. Bob has built that kit. I have a feeling Mr. Bob has built that kit. It's going to be covered in fingerprints. Yeah. That's part of it. Friend of the stream, Erica Orahack, completed a very old kit, and that was from the mid-90s. And we were commiserating about the amount of screws that she had to use in order to complete the kit, about how there were like a bunch of screws, and they were all similar looking, and the instructions were not that helpful. And I was like, that just reminds me of every G Gundam kit I had to build, because that was the era where they were not confident and had screws in a lot of things. That was going to be the future, and then it wasn't, thankfully. I'm so glad that wasn't the future. That you only see screws really in perfect grades these days. But yeah, she was doing a Patabor. I forget how to say that. The mech show that wasn't really about mechs so much as it was about like being a police officer and paperwork. If I remember correctly, that was a lot of the show. And there were mechs. And it was still cool, but it had a lot of bureaucracy in it. Yeah, Paddlebore, whatever. You know what I mean. I've never seen it, so that's why I'm not saying it right. All right, well, it has been almost the longest I've ever gone without talking about anime. It's time for some anime talk. Let's get into it. We had the first half of the two episode ending of season 1 of Cells at Work today, episode 12 of 13. And good little cliffhanger. Introduction of a new character, a little bit of character growth, and then boom, a huge issue for our heroes to contend with. It was fucking cool. Really like that show. Obviously, I think Cells at Work is rad, and you got to see like a bunch of characters that we've already seen throughout the series through the eyes of a new character, a new red blood cell on the scene, who doesn't quite understand like what's going on, and then bad things happened, and it's like, it could be real bad. Hopefully it won't. This the human body that this like you don't know how long the story has been going on, but it feels like this particular human body that we're inside and for Cells at Work is gone through a lot of trauma, gone through a lot of illnesses. But like I said, who knows how long it's been, time has traveled for the human. But yeah, that was really good. And then I watched a bunch of, again, because I watched it previously, I watched again a lot of, we'll put those aside because we don't need those. We can put these over here so you can see that there. Put those aside. I watched a lot of season 2 of Dog Days, which I have talked about before as being like, in the genre I really like of regular old humans going to another world and being awesome there. Season 1 of Dog Days is just like this young boy kind of gets tricked into being a hero, and he helps out in these wars that these neighboring countries have. And the wars are just really athletic events. Like people don't get hurt in them. They're like some kind of weird, like almost like Olympics or like battles where it's just like tests of strength and stuff like that. And people don't get really hurt. And in season 2, they like his relative and like who trained him to be like a cool fighter guy came in and they also introduced their friend Becky, who is like never been athletic, but turns out in this world is like a natural mage, and she does cool mage stuff and is like really powerful. And all her time playing video games means that she's very good flying her magic broom, her like super industrial powered flight broom. And it's like very cute. And that show is just kind of cute. I mean, there's sometimes where there's some jokes in it that are like, you're like, okay, all right, okay. Like it's still a little dirty, but like comparatively, compared to the other shows in that genre, it's incredibly reserved. Rhodes says, I logged into Hulu today, and 2 of the 4 recommendations I had were Overlord and How Not to Summon a Demon Lord. And I was like, has Pat been using my account? Rode, I mean, you might have just been logged into Hulu when I was talking. I don't know. That's weird. Or like my Twitter feed. Like maybe Hulu is like it's funnier answer to say that I was looking at. It's more likely that Hulu is looking at like what I've been saying on Twitter. Like you liked my tweet or something about anime. And then Hulu was like, oh yeah? Well, check this shit out. Either way, that's spooky. Sorry about that. Right, we need PC3. We need PC3s. We're building our legs here. Doing our feet. I found it funny, but yeah, commercials know everything. They do. Robot. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much for... That's a lot of cheer. 8,350 cheers. Thank you so much for that. That's incredible. That's all the bits you've gotten from Twitch RPG. Hope there's a kit you've had your eye on. I mean, robot. Honestly, there always is. That's awesome. Thank you so much for that. Let's. I know you're not a this isn't for subscribers, but let's throw the Bear Cave emote in there because we don't have a proper emote that just is for everybody. So we'll throw the Bear Cave emote in there. We don't have our emotes in there, but thank you very much for that, robot. What would the subscribers say? Thank you. It's incredibly nice of you. Like I said, yeah, money I make that just means that I'll be getting another PayPal deposit from even sooner from Amazon/Twitch, and I'll be able to get a kit even faster. I've got a couple Lego kits waiting for me to build, and I've got one Dragon Ball kit that's waiting for me to put together. I don't know when I'm going to get to those, but soon, I hope. That is the hope, is that the answer is soon. But yeah, I've got to get I got to get to those, eventually after the Bawoo. I'll do a poll for my $10 Patreon supporters, and they'll be able to vote on what I build next, which is a cool thing and fun for me. Look, if we're being honest, what do I want to work on next? Well, I've got the green mech dragon from Lego Ninjago. That thing is awesome looking, and I want to build it. It's a luck dragon. It's a Chinese luck dragon made out of Legos, and I want to build it. I built the blue one, and that thing is rad, and now I want to build the green one. So I'm hoping that wins the next poll, because that would be very cool to build. But yeah, I gotta wait on that, because that's, like I said, that is dependent on me being done with the current kit that I'm working on, which is this one. Which we're making some good progress here. Yeah, Lupin Road, you mentioned Lupin the Third Part 2 is on Hulu. Like, one is there's a lot of Lupin, and so I never know where to start. And there's always like a new movie and a new series, and I have not done the proper research to actually know what Lupin is good and what Lupin is bad. Like, I don't know. I know there's apparently an incredibly beautiful looking sword fight that came out sometime in the last 2 years that I've seen on YouTube. But I have not watched. Yeah. Dan Reichert took a look at a Case Closed episode in his series that he does where he and his wife, Bianca, watch. They watch like a bunch of streaming stuff and talk about it as a podcast. And I mentioned to him that the cool thing is, and this is also other people, if you ever wanted to watch some Case Closed, there have been hundreds and hundreds of episodes of Case Closed, aka Detective Conan. There's a lot of it. There's, some might say, too much of it out there. But what's really easy to do is just watch any of the movies. Just watch any of the movies or specials, Detective Conan or Case Closed, either name, and you get the gist of it. The real thing is, somehow weird magic happened and a weird drug happened, and a teenager became now he has the body of a young kid. It's like if I don't know, like, and then so he's solving mysteries, and he also wants to solve the mystery of like what the fuck happened, but he's also a tiny little boy. He just looks like a tiny little boy, and you're like, what? Okay, he's just got a tiny body, but he's got the brain of a very smart young adult. And I've watched a bunch of the movies, and they're like, yeah, they're very easy to follow. And he's got a love interest that is his actual age, but not his body's age. And he's got a love interest that is his body's age, but not his actual age. And that's weird, but they don't actually make it weird, which is great. It is weird, but they don't like focus on how weird that is. Which is very nice of them to not do. All right. All right. So we're just building our feet here. I'm going to move this myself down a little bit so you can see what I'm doing. Just snapping some pieces together. The feet bend here for the transformation of the nutter, which these feet are a part of. And then I need a D19 in both. Let's see. I know that I stopped talking about it. So this whole time, I was watching Island every week, but I wasn't talking about it. Every once in a while, I kind of casually mention it because it is a good mystery. It's a good, weird mystery. And I thought that it was really important to honor that mystery and not talk about it during the show. But now that it's done, I can recommend Island. I also didn't want to recommend it if it turned out that the mystery was stupid. If it was a stupid bad mystery. I didn't want to be talking about it every week and being wondering and having people guess things and then being oh, actually this sucks. That would have been a big bummer. All right, so we did our feet, which can go on either side. Now we're going to do our legs. We're going to do our right leg first. And then it is giving me some instruction on how these will be assembled, and we'll take a look at that, a close look at that in a moment. Let me get one of my D's out here. But we'll just do one leg at a time, and then, do one leg completely and do the other leg as they recommend. Let's see, is there any other anime that I want to talk about in our stream? Cells at Work. We talked about Islands briefly. I have not finished or caught up with Chio's School Road or Planet with Yuna and the Haunted Hot Springs. I'm gonna finish. As we get closer to new anime seasons, I will finish that. Because now How Not to Summon a Demon Lord is over. So I don't have that to watch. But an Overlord is. I've got one more Cells at Work and at least one more Overlord, probably two. There's probably 13 episodes in this season. They have not said, but I assume that there are 13 because the other two seasons have been 13. So, turns out I need to buy some DBZ Blu-rays here soon. Yeah. If you wanna keep up with the conversation, there's a bunch of discussion about on one of the recent episodes of Drawfee, which is Drawfee is Dorkly and College Humor's joint animation and art YouTube channel, and they have a Twitch channel as well. They focus kind of on doing it on YouTube. They're incredible. I love them. They're very positive, very cool, wonderful folks. But they were doing a thing with just some weird thing where they're teasing one of them about loving Vegeta, and her being no, I don't love Vegeta, shut up. And then talking about well, who's your favorite character? And she was Gohan, and they were what? Gohan's no one's favorite character. And I was Gohan's my favorite character, and he is. He honestly is. My favorite character in Dragon Ball Z is Goku. It's not Goku. It's Gohan. I think Gohan rules. I think he's just. Wow, this is a big piece on this leg. Dang. I forgot how big these dumb legs are. Look how big that piece is. But yeah. Without a doubt. So here's the thing. Gohan starts off as really cute. He's just he's just a little fun guy. Oh, he's got a lot of strength, huh? But he's not tapping into it. So he's kind of whiny and annoying. You know, like the main character in a bunch of animes were. Not Goku. Goku wasn't that. But a lot of animes feature a character like that. So I understand why people were like, no, I don't like this kid. He's like annoying. I wish he was cooler. But then he gets very cool. And it turns out to be awesome. And every time when he's awesome, but he's still really nice. Just a really nice young man. Just like helpful and polite. He helps out people wherever he goes. He just wants to be cool and have people be cool. And then he goes to school. And Dragon Ball Z tries to become Dragon Ball again in many ways. Obviously, they're not searching for the Dragon Balls, but it's like the arc that leads into the Majin Buu arc, the Great Saiyaman arc, is an attempt to turn back the clock and go incredibly old school. Because it's like, pardon me, as smart as Gohan is, he is not very street smart. And he's also a big goof. And that's how we learned he's a goof. We never knew that Gohan was a goof. We thought he was just like a quiet little nerd that turned out to be really strong. But he's not. He is that, but he's also like a big nerd who is like incredibly awkward about how strong he is. And he's like I would compare it to like Smallville, of like that idea of like, well, here's Clark Kent in high school, deal with high school shit. Also, you're Superman. So in that instance, it's like, you know, he's the Golden Fighter for a moment, then he becomes the Great Saiyaman. He like has like a costume, and it's really nerdy and stupid, but he thinks it's rad. People are like, nah, it's not, dude. I don't know. I got a lot of love for Gohan. He's always trying to do the right thing, and his battle senses just aren't there, so he can never really seal the deal. Like he should have been able to save the universe in the Majin Buu arc, and he didn't, and it's a bummer. And they're throughout the whole series, he should be the third strongest character in on Earth. It should be Goku and Vegeta fighting for number 1, and Gohan at number 3. Maybe Gohan at number 4 if Future Trunks comes back, because Future Trunks is just like, because he's been fighting so much, he's like real strong and good at it. But like, there's a bunch of times where fucking he's like the 5th or 6th strongest. As that should not be. He should be stronger than the fusion of Trunks and Goten. Because those are not strong characters. They should not, so like, you know, they're not battle tested at all. They've had no hardships to make them stronger. So like, he should be so much stronger. He should be stronger than their fusion. But yeah, there's times where like, no, this shouldn't be. Okay, so I want to point out when I was described this by Mr. Bob talking about the RE100s, he said there's a lot of outside, not a lot of inside, and I didn't quite know what he meant. But look at this. So look at all this. Look at all the empty space that's gonna be in this kit. Like, I don't know if it's super easy to see there, but like, there's a lot of thumb. I could put a lot of finger in here. Like, there's nothing here. It's hollow. Like, I'm about to close it up, and then we're gonna be done with this leg. But like, there's a lot of empty space in here, and you don't usually see that in model kits. Even high-grade kits are usually actually like 2 solid pieces that interconnect, and there's no room. But like, there's a lot of room in here. And I know that part of it is so that it can like fold up and fit in there or whatever. But like, dang, that's a lot of space. Someday I will fully understand Dragon Ball. That day can't come soon enough. Left all. That's very funny. Well, I hope that my Gohan talk wasn't too too like you know too inside baseball. Just look. Gohan's a great character, and the Great Saiyaman arc is disliked by a lot of people, and I am not one of those people. I think it's a great story arc. I think it's like very fun, and I think the characters are cool, and the storyline is fun, and it's like silly, which is what a lot of what Dragon Ball was. Dragon Ball Z got real serious as it went along. It, you know, but that part of Dragon Ball Z is just fun. It's just like a fun, cute part of the show. So I'm a big fan of it. So that's our leg. That we're done with this leg. We finished it. And now we're going to do the same thing with the other leg. Easy. Now we'll just use the other parts of that. But yeah, I'm excited for Dan and Jeff to be watching more Dragon Ball Z Kai, and I'm excited to see what they think of Gohan and like kind of not kind of but very uh like relaxed Vegeta, like domestic Vegeta is all over that series. And it's kind of interesting. So I'm excited to see what they think of that. Just the show in general. But yeah, love this arc. Love that arc. Let's see. Is there any other anime I won't talk about? Talked about Cells at Work. Not really talked about any of those. I really want to watch Planet with. Uh, it doesn't seem like it's very popular. Even in Japan, it doesn't seem to be particularly popular. But the storyline seems really interesting. Um, just the concept of there are these heroes, but maybe the heroes aren't really. It's not that they're the bad guys. It's like that they're misguided. That like they're the thing they're trying to do. They're doing the best they can, but it's like not the right way to go about it. And also the idea of like just like a your normal hero kid, but in this show he's not fighting the bad guys so much as he's like a third party instead of like being the good guy or even being the bad guy. He's like being the third party. Like they're like, "Wait, who are you? What is this? What's happening?" I think that's kind of a cool idea. I'll be interested to see where it goes. So yeah, I'm going to try to catch up on Planet with. That's going to be one of the shows I watch now that I have less to watch before October stuff happens. Sword Art Online is October 6th. That's New York Comic Con weekend. That'll be coming out then. I know that. I am not sure about other shows and when those are coming out, but I do know about that. I know that Sword Art Online will be on Crunchyroll. I assume that the new JoJo series will be on Crunchyroll. I don't know why it wouldn't be. They've invested so heavily in that show that it kind of have to be. And I don't know the other shows that I was looking at. I don't know if they're going to be where they're going to be. I have to kind of do the research on that. The shows that I'm interested in, I mentioned before as being the Beelzebub. Let's see, what was that translation to? I forget what the translation is. But it's something with the name Beelzebub. Um, it's something like "As Miss Beelzebub Likes" is the English translation of the manga. So who knows if that'll be the title. But that seems kind of fun. It's just like a demon is assigned to help out, to be an assistant for Beelzebub, and then finds out that Beelzebub is just like a nice young lady who likes things and is kind of cool and fun. And he's like dealing with that. Uh, So Satan's right hand man is like a nice lady. That seems fun. And then the other show that seems fun is let's see if I know the English of this. Ms. Vampire Who Lives in My Neighborhood is the literal translation. So I don't know if it's going to be that or if it's Tonari no Kyukiseki. Kyukiseki? I don't know. But that one is like there's a vampire girl named Sophie Twilight, which is a great stupid name. And Akari Amano is a schoolgirl that like meets Sophie and strikes up a friendship with them, and that looks pretty cool. Um, I'm excited for Rhodes is excited for Sword Art Online 3. Watched 1 and 2 first time in years a few months ago. So I didn't enjoy the Gun Gale side show, the side series. I did not enjoy that. Um, and I liked a lot of the first half of 1 and the second half of 2. Because I didn't really like, as I said, any of the Gun Gale stuff. I thought the Gun Gale stuff was not great. It was bad. Um, so I did not enjoy that. So I am cautiously optimistic because all of the trailer stuff seems to be focusing on Kirito and some sort of old memories slash the weird land that was made um, when he put all the seeds online, the underworld stuff. So, but because I think actually like even the reason why I like the second half of season 2 is because it focuses on Asana's character, and most of the other characters are just like around because it's that to me that show is the least fun when there's just so many characters running around. It's like uh the movie I didn't hate the movie. I liked the movie. I think the movie was like a interesting continuation of the series. Um I did not love the alternate show. I thought that was not good. I know some people really liked it, and they were like, "No, Pat, it gets better, it gets better." That one character from the one thing makes an appearance, and I'm like, "Yeah, but it one of those characters sucks so much." So I never really got into it. Um, but yeah, the thing I like least is like when they were like, "Well, hey, remember the young girl and remember the blacksmith and remember these characters that like because it was life or death they just hung out in the city and didn't really risk their lives all the time. Well, now that we have this version of the story, they aren't risking their lives, so they're in every fucking episode. And you're like, oh, okay, I guess. I guess it's now like a party of like 8. Because I think that my critical eye says that show is best when it's a couple characters, when it's focusing on a few characters. Like the second half of season 2, focusing on those characters, I think was way more interesting than because like we're never gonna hear any more development about the girl that had the fear of guns. I forget the character. I fucking forget the character's name. But guess what? Her character development is over. She's now just another person that likes uh that like just deals with whatever. It's like tough. The same way that like Kiryu's sister, who's not his sister. Guess what? We're never gonna deal with their feelings for one another. Tough shit. It's over now. Their part of the story is done, and I think that sucks. That like no one really has character about it. Uh yeah, Sinan. Yeah, Shinan, whatever her name is. But like her problems are fine. There's like that there's a very short OVA episode that happens between seasons where basically it's just like that's the most you're going to get of character development of any of those characters. They're pretty much done. All right, so we now have to attach a thing that's going to then all right, what's going on here? So we've got to move some pieces around here, and I don't know why. Move this up. Oh, okay. I have to add in. We're basically adding in a thing that's temporary for this part of the build that comes out for the transformation. I think that's. And then we're done with sheet A. We're done with 2 sheets. I expect that we will finish this on Thursday. That is my guess, the way things are moving. But maybe it'll take all Thursday. But I don't know. Got another 20 minutes or so here on the stream. If there's anything y'all want to talk about, anything the upcoming anime season that you're like, oh yeah, this weird new we're gonna look at a JoJo series where the main character isn't uh, a Joestar. What? How are we gonna do that? How are we gonna have a JoJo series about a character that's not a Joestar? That's weird. That's coming out. There's a bunch of cool shows that are coming out soon. There's a new Gynex show, or I think there's a new Gynex show. There's a bunch of RPG looking shows that are coming out. I don't know anything about, but I'm interested in. All right, so we put that in. And then this snaps into that. Yeah, it snaps like, okay, great. And then we put that back down. Okay, so we did that. Basically, there's this peg piece that came in that this was hollow, and now it lives in here, and that's to help connect these pieces together, and that will be separated when we need to when it's time to transform, which makes sense. And now we're going to put the legs on. These legs go on pretty easily. I think there should be a G Gundam cross Street Fighter that would merge very well. I wish I could be interested in JoJo, but the art style really turns me off. Oh, that's a shame, Road. I really like the art style. I really love how the anime tries to be the manga. Because the manga is very striking. It's lots of blacks. It's lots of line work. And I think the anime does an incredible job of really feeling like the manga. And if you don't like that art, you can't. You just can't. I understand. But as a person that likes that art, like, dang, that looks it. They do a really good job. Robot. I think that the G Gundam characters would work well in a fighter. I don't know if they would work in a cross Street Fighter. I think they would work in a Capcom if there was a Capcom versus Bandai Namco versus Capcom. I could see that those characters fitting well into the Gundam fighters. I think that could be very cool. But I don't know if the Shining Gundam versus Ryu. I mean, who am I kidding? That does sound cool. All right, so then we're gonna snap this piece into this piece. I honestly think I should have done this before I did the legs, but oh no, that wasn't bad. Okay, great. Wow. All right, that's most of it. There we go. We got a lot done. So obviously we still have to build wings, the side wings. We got to build all the weapons and do all that. Hello, the Hollow, and welcome. But I want to remind y'all that we built the chest, and I had the headpieces cut out when we started today. So the Re 100s, like a good high grade, come together pretty dang quick. This came together pretty fast. But yeah, we're going to build the wing unit now. We're just going to keep going. We got another, like 20 minutes or so on the stream. I might cut out a little early, just a little, because I am gonna get a little sleepy. I was yawning earlier, but yeah, we'll go going. But yeah, I did say. I want to make sure I did say hello to the hollow. Hello and welcome. But yeah, we're cruising along here, working on our uh, working on our Re 100 Bawoo. But yeah, we will definitely be done on Thursday. Could be Ryuk showing the Neo Japan Gundam, some Psycho Powered Gundam. That's kind of interesting. I haven't paid any attention to the Turn A. Which ones does this go on now? Not Turn A. There's some kind of like robot fighting thing that's also meshing with. It's like a cross between that and Magical Index, in that series of and Magic and Railgun, and those shows, which I know a little bit about. I am no expert by any means on those shows, but I know a little bit about them. Uh, uh, I figured you meant humans versus humans. Master Asia just beating at the Cat Street Fighter. Also, Lashbrook, that sounds pretty good as well. Um, uh, so the Hollow, I started watching Planet With, but I have not finished it. I am way behind on it. It became a thing. I just didn't have enough time week to week to watch shows, so I picked like 4 shows that I watched during the week, and that ended up not being one of them. But I am gonna go back and finish that up, because it does have big robots and it does have like Power Ranger type characters, and the story seems kind of interesting. I talked about that a little earlier, how that's a show that I have heard very good things about and want to. But yeah, I could see I could see a version of Capcom being like, yeah, what if our Street Fighter characters we all love pilot mechs loosely based on what we like about them? I could see them doing that. Um, that could be very stupid. And then they fight Gundam fighters. Like, I like the idea of like the Death Scythe versus, or like uh, Dalsum versus the Shenlong Gundam. So it's like stretchy arms versus stretchy arms. That could be pretty funny and stupid. Uh, the Hollow says, I've seen a couple episodes and it seems like a pretty charming mecha kid show. Yeah, I think it's for kids. The story seems kind of like, not like, I don't know, like a lot. It seems like a lot. So that's why I was a little curious if it was actually for kids or not. The idea that like the heroes are misguided and the villains are doing what's necessary, and you're a third party intermediary trying to like, you've got your own very selfish reasons. Yeah, so I don't know. But yeah, it does seem kind of cool. All right. The idea of Phoenix Wright piloting a mech, I like that a lot, Road. I That also makes me laugh. The very idea of just like, yeah, of just objection. You know that would just look like him. It would just be an exaggerated version of himself. He would just be like, "No, I got this Gundam designed to be like me. This is my thing." All right, so this goes like this. This goes like that. All right, that's our one part of our wing. And then got to add on F1 and F2. Okay, I got a little quiet. Sorry about that. Speaking of which, turning Trilogy HD coming to pretty much every modern platform. Yes, I heard that. That sounds very cool. Uh, Oh yeah, the hand, the objection hand is just a projectile fist. Yes, your classic projectile fist, of course. Um, that would be rad as heck. All right, so this goes. This we got our missiles. Gotta build our missiles. We're building our missiles down here. I'm gonna push this off to the side a little bit. Building our missiles here, and then they feed in to C22. Oh yeah, we're getting down to the nitty gritty. I'm definitely have to do a poll for Thursday because this will not take the full episode. So on Thursday, so sometime next week I'll have to do a poll uh, for my $10 Patreon supporters to decide what I'm building next. And we'll see what they think. All right, so that goes in there. And then this goes. All right, so that's that. Oh. Oops. All right, we'll build the other one of these. But yeah, guess gotta finish building these wing parts here. 10. Right on time. I did not expect this to go so fast. This is only the kit I have fully pan lined. Yes. Yeah. This is a pretty quick build. Um. I've read that about this line, the Reborn 100. Um. That they are quick builds. But yeah, I mean, obviously, like we still got work to do, but like we're not. This has got another part of that of Thursday's stream, but it's not going to be like the whole thing by any means. All right, this is going to go in here. Then I'm going to add the other E pieces. Oh, we're done with this one then. Yes, we are. Great. Yeah, Mr. Bob, I've loved building this, so thank you so much for buying on my wish list. But yeah, I'm excited to start a new kit on Thursday. I didn't really. Sometime on Thursday, I will start a new one. Once this one is completed. Hmm. Oh yeah, goes like that. Goes like that. Yeah, so once again, as we kind of go into our tail end here, on Monday, I will be streaming from 3:30 p.m. until 5:30 p.m. Eastern Time. So that's a Monday afternoon stream. That's my monthly bonus game stream because I do $100 on Patreon a month. I do that allows me to do the bonus game stream where I play games with folks. I will start by playing a couple things. To tease, I will say that they are just kind of like interactive things, but not like games that like are multiplayer games. And then a road, I would love it if you can make it. And then once we do that for like 45 minutes or so, we let the chat fill up. We let people who can't really do the earlier that can do kind of later, let them come in, and then we will play games. And those games will be party games. We might do TKO. We might do that guessing one, the statistics one, Espionage, I think it was. I don't remember. We might do that one because that one was fun. We'll do Quiplash 2 for certain because Quiplash 2 rules. So yeah, I'm excited for that. That will be on Monday at starting at 3:30 p.m. Eastern till um, 5:30 to 2 hours there. Uh, and yeah, I'm just gonna. One of the things we're gonna do is we will do a cool interactive app that I think will be very cool that I showcased on my Let's Let Pat Play, my Let's Play series. I showcased it, but now I get to actually like show it off for people, and I think it'll be very cool. So we'll do that. Um, and then I just have to add in these rockets and add in this and then add in this. Is there any Gunpla model building at Unplugged? Mr. Bob, I have not seen that. I know that there was some for sale, um, but it is Unplugged definitely focuses on tabletop games and gaming. Um, there are some tabletop games that involve like like uh, minifigures and stuff like that. And I know that at PAX West there was an indie tabletop. There was like a mecha building like tabletop game where you had like different like parts and you assembled that. I didn't play it, but Charlie Chu played it and really enjoyed it. I don't know if that's going to be at Unplugged, but that would probably be the closest. All right, so we're going to put these on, and that's going to be it for today's stream. I just have to assemble this properly. So this goes on like this, goes down. Okay. And then this goes. But yeah, as far as lots of Gunpla, it's not really part of that show. Model kits and such. I might be the only Lego thing there with my Lego challenge featuring Maki Naro and Trin Garitano, aka very nice people. All right, so there's our wings. Our wings are on. Um, we just have to do the weapons, build all the weapons, and then we'll learn how to turn it into uh, the what are they called? The attacker and the nutter. But yeah, that's going to be it for this stream. Thank you so much for joining me. I will see you all in the future. Like I said, Monday, 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time till 5:30 p.m. Eastern Time is my bonus game stream. Regular build stream will be at 9 p.m. this coming Thursday, as always. And the last stream of the month, where I give away model kits, will be a week from tonight. That's Saturday. So thank you very much for joining me. I hope you have a great rest of your Saturday, and I'll see you all soon. Bye-bye.